Good morning everyone. So in this session we are going to discuss with the first unit from the history, a changing time. So before entering into the chapter, let us see the in focus of this chapter. Okay. So the first focus, major developments in the modern period around the world. That is the first focus. And secondly, the impact of imperialism. That we are going to, what is the impact of imperialism? And last, sources for the study of modern history of India. So these are the in focus that we are going to say in this chapter. So first let's come to the timeline. Okay, let's see the timeline. First of all, we can see that the beginning of Renaissance. What is the common era? I think C is known as common era. Okay, I think beginning of the Renaissance is 1453. That's the era of the beginning of Renaissance. And come to the next one. Vasco da Gama reached in India. That is in 1498. Vasco da Gama reached in India 1498. And come to the next one, Reformation. And so its date is mentioned, I think era is mentioned 1517 to 1648. That's the era. And also come to the next one, foundation of the British East India Company. That is in 1600. That was the era. And also next come to the death of Aurangzeb. That is in 1707. And come to the last one, Industrial Revolution. So that is the 1760 to 1840. So these are the timeline from this chapter. Okay, the beginning of Renaissance. Okay, let's just go through this. Okay, so come to the textbook. I think first we can see one passage. I think one lines from the famous poem. Okay, I will read out the poem. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. All the men and women merely players. Okay. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. Do you have any idea about this poem? Actually, this is a poem. Lines from the famous poem. And can you guess from which part of this? And also, this is a famous poem by, can you identify the author? This is a famous poem by William Shakespeare. And also this is a famous poem. And also the first question is mentioned. Who said these lines? That is William Shakespeare. And also second question we can see that which play do they belong to? I think we can say that it is a man's life. Actually, this line mainly focuses on, I think man is the ultimate loser and also in the game of life. That is what he is mentioning in this poem. I think we can see he go through, first one we can see an infant life, just like a beginning stage, then child, then come to the next one, love and affection for the people, and last we can see middle aged. Okay, it is come through just like a going through the life. And also just for information they are giving the first passage. Okay, just understand. And also this poem, the heading is that Jacques du Senna. That is the heading of this poem. And also it is written by William James. Just for understanding. Okay, let's come to the topic. The first one we can see that the period of transition. Period of transition means just like a changing period of transition. What is transition? Let us see. Come on. We have already studied history is divided into three periods. Which are the three periods that we can know? We know that. What is that? Ancient, medieval and modern period. These are the three periods of history. History is divided into three periods. Ancient, medieval and modern period. Okay. So however the time frame of this division is not uniform for entire world history. However, we can say that the time frame of this division is not uniform for the entire world, because in India sometimes it will be different, and also if we go to Europe it may be different, because it is not uniform in every country. And also come to the next one. In Europe, let's see the Europe. In Europe, for instance, the modern period is considered to have begun around the 16th century. And also in Europe, we can see that the modern period is considered to have around the 16th century. And also come down, which is taken as the part of medieval history in India. And also in India, we can say it is very slow. And also it was there before in Europe. That's what they are mentioned in this lines. And also next one we can see when it starts, and also when is the modern period in India. We can see that the death of Aurangzeb, I think the date is mentioned, and also the era is 1707 is considered to be the beginning of the modern period in India. So which is the modern period is considered in India is the death of Aurangzeb. 1907 is considered to be the beginning of modern period in India. So just underline the point. Okay, let's come to the next one. The modern period in Europe is said to have begun with the European Renaissance, and also we can see that the period of Europe is said to have begun. The European modern period is begun with the European Renaissance. That you have to underline, with the European Renaissance, which was marked by the renewed emphasis on the spirit of inquiry. And also we can see the Industrial Revolution. That's the next point, underline. Industrial Revolution is the 18th century was the next big event in modern European history. And also what was the next big event in modern European history? What was that? That is the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century. That was the next big event in the modern European history. Okay, just underline. And also come to the next one. It had far-reaching effect, just like what we can say, just like implications, just like we can say after effects. Okay, it had a far-reaching consequences for the fate of other nations as it promoted imperialist ambitions of several European countries. What is imperialist? We can see it's a create an empire by conquering the other states and land, therefore increasing their own domains. That's what the imperialist ambitions, several European countries. And we can say that ultimately Europe and India's history became interlinked. That we have to underline. The Europe and India's history became interlinked with the colonization of India by the British. And also how it is interlinked? It is through with the colonization of India by the British. Okay, this is for just understanding. Okay, come to the main topic. Renaissance. So first, I think in the Renaissance we will study firstly we have to study the what is Renaissance. Okay, just to go through this paragraph. So the term Renaissance means rebirth. So what is the meaning Renaissance? Renaissance means rebirth, or we can say revival. It's a rebirth or revival. You just underline. And also this movement started in Italy, and also where it started. We can say the place it started in Italy. And also what is the meaning of Renaissance? We can say it is a rebirth or revival, and also where it started? It started in Italy. What is the around 15th century CE. CE means Common Era. Okay. And soon spread to the whole Europe. And soon it is spread to the whole Europe. What? The Renaissance. It influenced a lot in Europe, that we can say. Okay, come. It was characterized by reawakening of interest in the study of ancient classics, ancient writings, classics. Its impact was first felt on literature, and also its impact means the Renaissance. Its impact means influence, was first felt on literature, and also famous literature just like by Shakespeare, and also we can say that Shakespeare, Milton, these were the famous writers, and also so this impact was first felt on the literature. Okay, come to the next one. During this moment, human existence on earth became the focus of number of disciplines. And also during this movement, means Renaissance movement period, and also human existence on earth became the focus. And also in that time they started focusing the human affairs and also human values. They started considering the human, okay, on earth became the focus of number of disciplines. Knowledge was pursued. Pursued means what? Just like a continued to understand human affairs and solution to the human problems. And also in that time they started solution and just like understand the human affairs and also give importance to the solution to the problem of human beings. They give special consideration to the humans during the Renaissance period. Okay, that is what they have mentioned in these lines. Okay, come to the next one. This new attitude was called humanism. What do you mean by humanism? Humanism means just like they are giving the just to understand human affairs and solution to the problem of solution to the problem of humans. That is known as this attitude is known as humanism. Humanism means human consideration. Just like understand the human. What are the difficulties they faced? These are the problems we will discuss in this humanism. That is called. That is, it is known as humanism. I think just underline what is humanism. Okay, humanism is to understand human affairs and find solution to the human problems. This new attitude was called humanism. Okay, already I said. And also which are the authors? Just like I already said, the authors, I think Shakespeare and Milton wrote the various aspects of life about the human beings. They wrote about the human beings. So these are the famous writers: Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, and also Milton. These were the famous writers for various aspects of life. I think Renaissance, you have a good idea about this Renaissance. Already we have seen what is Renaissance. Renaissance means it's the rebirth or revival. It started in Italy when which is the century, and in the 15th century CE it started. Okay. And also soon it is spread to the entire Europe, that we have already seen. And also they give special consideration to the human, and also the famous writers, and also they give importance to the literature and also classics, and also mainly they are giving importance to the humanism. That is what you have to remind in your memory. Okay, so humanism is the important one in this Renaissance period, and also the famous writers like Shakespeare and Milton wrote various aspects of life, because human is giving importance. Okay. Come to the next one. Scholars like Dante, that's another author. Dante and Sir Thomas More wrote about the society, and also next one they give importance to the society. And first we have seen they give importance to human consideration, and secondly they are giving society. That's what is scholars like Dante and Sir Thomas More wrote about the society, social influence, because we are the social beings. So they give importance to society. And other Renaissance scholars, which are the other Renaissance scholars, we just underline, like Francesco Petrarch and Giovanni Boccaccio, both Italians, wrote their national language, that too on secular themes, and also they have written in secular themes. And this was different from the early times when religious themes were the only important subjects of the study for all scholars. And also in that time they gave more to the religious themes. Okay, that is what I think we can see in this paragraph. I think the famous scholars like Dante, Sir Thomas wrote about the society. We can underline this because that is an important point. And also we can see other Renaissance scholars like Francesco Petrarch and also Giovanni Boccaccio. These are the Italians. Both of them from Italy. And also they wrote their national language, that on secular themes. They give importance to secularism. Just like they give importance to the secularism. Okay, that's it. So come to the next one. Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, not that one. I think this just come. Sorry. Renaissance also gave rise to new art forms, and also not only humanism. First we have seen they give importance to humanism. Secondly, we have seen that they give importance to society. They considered society, and third, Renaissance also gave rise to new art forms, just like a sculptures, art forms. They give importance to art forms. Okay. Inspired by the spirit of humanism, and also they inspired by the humanism. Okay. Inspired by the spirit of humanism. The artists produced paintings which were natural and realistic, and also they started drawing the paint that was seen very natural and very realistic. Okay. They studied the human form along with its expressions and movement. They started observing the people, what is their behavior, and also their expressions and movement. Okay. They saw grace and perfection in it, and also when they are drawing the picture, there was a perfection and just like a grace.